Hey. Mom, Dad, this is Ryan.
Oh, so this is the famous boy we've been hearing so much about.
Nice to finally meet you, Mrs. Lead. And sir?
So, Ryan, what Warcraft server do you play on?
Is that on the computer? Oh, you know what? I think I forgot the dessert in the car.
Who do you think you are, bringing his kind into my house?
But Dad, he's a nice guy, really.
Oh, he's a noob, Jessica, a noob!
But Ryan and I are perfect together.
This relationship is headed for an epic fail, young lady.
You're elite, damn it. We don't date noobs, we pwn them!
Well, maybe I don't want to be elite.
Your insolence for the lose!
No. Maybe I love that he watches VHS tapes still. And maybe I love that his phone still has a cord.
Oh, you might as well date somebody who plays Alliance.
I'll date whoever I want.
Over my level 80 rogue's temporarily dead body!
Mr. Lead? I may run around in circles when I play Halo. And I might never get a monster kill. Hell, I can't even find the spacebar half the time. But I know when I found true love. And that is worth more than all the Uber gear in the world.
Too long, did not listen.
All right, and away we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this level of All Up in Your Geek, the best hour of your week.
You are welcome.
And with me, as always,
Money here.
Hey, yo.
I'm live, but you're hearing me on tape delay. But I am super fucking excited this week, guys, because I am coming from the real 100% authentic, where the magic is made, Oubliette.
And this is everyone's favorite Saturn defender, Flash Rodman, welcoming you to Ninja Bitch Mode.
and this is Lou, aka Puerto Rican Judo, coming to you from the All Up in Your Geek studio. And before we geek up, what do you mean the original Goobliette? This is the original Goobliette, bitch.
No, dude. The Goobliette is a state of mind. It is not a location. It is not a place. But this is where my magic happens.
Splurge.
It's all over the walls, the TV screen.
That's gross.
So where were you last week?
Yeah, don't watch porn at home anymore.
Last week, Bob, I was in the mothership, in the car. Because I have a big family and a small house. And it's a cave in here, as you could probably hear. So
yeah, but my point is, if the Goobliette is a state of mind,
yes.
How could you be back in the original Goobliette?
Because the Goobliette follows me. So if I'm recording from the mothership, I say the mothership. But it's assumed that I'm in Goobliette state of mind. But if I'm not in the mothership, and I'm just this is where the Gooble takes place, Bob. There's Gooble all over the walls.
That's how I like it. I'm glad you cleared that up.
And with that, now we can geek up.
Saddle up your horses.
All right, we got some emails?
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me wanna wag my tail. When it comes, I wanna will.
Straight to the sack.
Boom.
Geeks, your last episode was the bomb. I'm all geeked up with the Neo Geo and Sega Mini announcements. Who really cares about the price points of the next-gen consoles? I'll have so much nostalgia to sift through that I couldn't care less about Sony and Microsoft bungling another generation like they have this one for an even steeper cost. $70 games? I think not. A special thank you to Flash for always focusing on the only part of gaming that matters, the old school. Your friend, Bagels.
Bagels.
Oh, thank you, Bagels. I will always be here for your retro hookup.
That sounds a lot, or maybe not a lot, but too much of putting Bob over. I don't know if I like that.
Well, you know what? I don't necessarily.
We'll find out later. Bagels, aka Flash Robin, wrote that letter.
Bob, did you send this email?
No.
Well, thank you, Bagels, for the email. I don't disagree about anything he says, except for the fact that I don't know if Sony and Microsoft bungled this last generation. Yeah. I mean, I think he sounds a lot like us age-wise in that he's in love with the things that he grew up with, the things that he experienced as a child, and the stuff that we've gotten to today it's just different. It's not necessarily better, it's not necessarily worse, but it's not what we grew up with.
Yeah.
And for $70 a game, I kind of agree. I think not. You know, the steeper costs of the console to begin with, then $10 a pop a game. You know, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I really am. There are days I feel like I'm going to jump in head first, and there are days where I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm happy with what I have.
See, the thing is I know that I'm going to jump in. It's just a matter of when. Right. But I will say that the water in the pool is kind of cold right now. And I'm not on the fence. I'm standing right in front of the fence, looking in at the pool.
Right.
Wondering if I'm going to jump the fence and jump in. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, me too. I mean, for me, like I'm very happy with what I have right now and kind of playing what I have right now. And until there's like a real reason for me to kind of get on board, I'm cool just waiting it out.
Yeah, so. I agree. You know what? I'm not going to say that I'm not going to get it, but right now I'm going to need to see more before I'm going to fork over all that cash.
Yeah, and there's not a lot out there, surprisingly. You know, we've only got what we've got, and we're only a few months away at this point, right? Because they're coming in November, so they're not wowing me.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely.
Well, thank you, Bagels.
Indeed. There's no salutation here. Email number 2. You cheap sons of bitches.
Oh, shit.
We are on the verge of playing the greatest games we've ever played, and you want to complain about a measly $10 per game. How dare you? I'm more than happy to pay an extra cost to get a better game, and I'm very surprised that you guys unanimously shot that down. Obviously, I see this next generation differently than you. I have been cooped up for months, and just the thought of a more comprehensive gaming experience has me giddy with excitement. You guys suck, but don't forget to geek up. Signed, you get what you pay for.
Well, wow. I will agree that we suck. But I will contest that you will be getting more comprehensive, aka better games for your $10. And I think that was our point, is that you're pretty much going to be getting what you're getting now, you know, on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. You're just going to be paying more for it. And I think that's what we were really against. We all want new games. We want, you know, better graphics and more features and blah, blah, bibbity, bobbity, boo. But with what we've seen and, you know, what they're kind of telling us and showing us, it doesn't really look like it's going to be far off than what we already have and what we're already paying $60 for. So to just kind of jack it up $10 because is not appealing to any of us. And I think that was our point.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. We just finished saying that, you know, we're a few months off and we don't have a lot of information. So there's no telling how much more comprehensive this is going to be. I'm not sure if it's going to be any more comprehensive, but just look better aesthetically. And I don't need to pay $10 more for that.
Right.
If I want to look at something good and not pay $10, I'll look in the mirror. It's all right.
Damn 60.
Well, you know what? I will agree with one thing, that we do suck. Because I am sitting here bobbing my head up and down like I am sucking you two off in agreement. Because I couldn't put the words any clearer than you did. What makes you think we're getting more game or better game or a more comprehensive experience than we already have? I find it hard to believe. In fact, I believe I made the argument last week in that I'm happy to pay 17% more for a game if I'm getting a 17% better game.
Exactly.
But I don't think that's going to be the case. And like you said, Bob, nothing that we've seen to this point makes me believe we're getting more of a game or a better game. Certainly the graphics look a little bit cleaner, but is it really that much better than what we're getting now?
The answer is no, and I'm going to take it one step further. If history is any judge, you look back at the launch titles for any console really, with a few exceptions here or there.
Kiliak DNA Imperative was an exception.
Right. Well, I'm thinking like Super Mario World looked pretty fucking great, and like Soul Calibur looked pretty fucking great. But on a whole, most of what you got at launch was pretty much the same shit you were kind of playing already, slightly better, slightly.
But the game
sucked. If I could use history as a judge, we're going to be getting kind of what we're playing right now, but we're just going to be paying $10 more. No thanks.
I don't even think you need history for that. One of the points that I brought up last week also was that just because this $10 increase is going to exist for these new games, one, doesn't mean that they're going to be comprehensive, and two,
right?
What the hell does comprehensive mean anyway? What does a comprehensive experience or a better comprehensive experience mean anyway? Yeah. There's no clear definition for that. I think whether or not something is comprehensive is subjective, one.
Yeah, certainly.
Two, if you can't comprehend the games of this generation, what the fuck are you looking for in the next generation?
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, my point about the history piece of it is this generation, this current generation, still, in my opinion, has not really hit its peak. So I don't know if more comprehensive is what we're going to get.
Yeah.
That was my one, takeaway from, that PS5 video where they were showing that new game, whatever it was, that, Tomb Raider Uncharted kind of game where, it was cool, but I'm like, wait a minute, like, as cool as this is the same shit I was already playing. So how can we assume it's going to be this new comprehensive thing when I'm playing Uncharted now and a new console comes out and I'm still kind of fucking playing an Uncharted the same fucking way?
Exactly. Just with a different name and a different, protagonist and antagonist. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
The same shit.
Well, I can say I get the fact that he, like everybody else in this world, he or she, has been cooped up for months and is looking forward to something new. But I think this is a classic case of somebody, souping something up too much for themselves and ultimately being disappointed when reality doesn't reach the hype.
This is the case of somebody who should just go outside and run instead of sitting fucking playing video games. We've all been cooped up, motherfucker. Go outside for a run. Do some jumping jacks.
Yeah. Thank you for the email. You get what you pay for.
Well, this segment of All Up in Your Geek is brought to you by the new novel, To Conquer a Mountain by R.S. Danker, the dramatic story of one man's road to redemption. Available now at Amazon.com.
So, guys, it's been well documented that I have several times tried to get into Fortnite. I'm not a gun guy game. I don't like first-person shooters. I don't really think it's cool to shoot other people. But I've tried. And I've actually gotten past that. And I've even enjoyed it. But I could never get past the building in that stupid fucking game.
Agreed.
So, forever, I've been like, I really like the whole Battle Royale idea. Battle Royale, whatever the fuck it's called. I think it's cool.
Battle Royale.
It's Battle Royale. Royale, get it right.
Okay, all right, I got it. See, I'm a fucking noob.
It's like a Big Mac Royale.
It'll make you fatter though.
Both of them.
Yeah, right. But anyway, I wanted something that incorporated that Battle Royale feature, but without shooting and building. August 4th, gentlemen, have you seen this game? It's called Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout.
No, I have not.
No. Okay. Well, Fortnite meets Mario Party. Very cool. 60 players, so it's not 100, but I don't really think that matters. And you compete in a series of party games that dwindle down the number of people until you have a sole survivor who wins.
I'm sorry, it was called Fall Guys what?
Ultimate Knockout.
Got it.
For PS4 on August 4th. I watched some gameplay of it. It's really cool. One of them is, 60 people start at the start line. It's like a race. And there's, let's say, 5 doors going from left to right, and one of them is not a real door. So you have to get to the finish line, and as you get closer and closer to the finish line, the number of doors decreases, but the amount of false doors increases.
Okay.
And so I think the last frame of doors, there's only one door that you can get through to the finish line. And I don't know how many people qualify from the 60, but it's only, let's just say for the sake of argument, 40. And then the next game was sort of like everybody has a tail, or not everybody, but you start the game and certain people have tails and certain people don't. And then let's just say it's a 2-minute timer, and at the end of the timer you have to have a tail. And you have to chase the people, and there's all these obstacles, hammers that are circling, and if at the end of 2 minutes you don't have a tail, you're knocked out.
Okay.
And so it's Fortnite, it's Battle Royale style, but with party games.
Right.
I thought it was pretty fucking cool.
I'm looking at screenshots now. It looks a little too kiddish for me.
Yeah, it is. It's a goof. It looks like a Mario Party.
But
I mean, it doesn't...
Then again, Fortnite is,
right,
kind of the same thing. It's kind of like, I guess it would be the equivalent maybe, and some people might disagree, of having Mario with a gun.
Well, I think the market they're going after here is kids.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And I'll be honest, this looks a whole lot more appealing to me than Fortnite.
Did you like, what was the name of that game with the cars and you're playing games with the cars and shit?
That Rocket League?
Rocket League. Did you like Rocket League?
It was all right. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it.
Because this looks a lot like Rocket League to me, with characters instead of cars. Yeah, like I'm looking at like a soccer game here.
Okay, I didn't see that one.
I guess that's what made me think of Rocket League. Mm-hmm. But instead of cars, you've got a bunch of these Yo Gabba Gabba looking things running around.
Right. They're calling it a mini game battle royale.
All right. You know what? That sounds a lot better than a fucking Magic Battle Royale. So I will say that this does look interesting.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for it because, like I said, I love the idea of Fortnite. I just hate the execution of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't need to be shooting things. So this, to me, looks like something I would play. I would play with my kids. We could take turns and really have a blast, I hope. I have no idea about price point. I don't even know if that's available yet. I'll look it up now.
I'm looking at it now, and it says that the pre-order is for a price point of $19.99.
I was just going to say, it doesn't look like a $60 game to me.
No, this does not look like a $60 game. But it does say, and I just lost it, but I did see the price of $19.99, so that's not bad at all.
No, I'm excited.
Is this exclusive to PS4, or you didn't see that either?
It's PS4 and Steam.
Oh, PS4 and Steam. Now I'm looking at it. Huh. And now I can't find the damn price thing again. But now, you know what? I got a video playing, but I don't want the fucking noise to come on in the background, so I'm going to close that shit real quick. No, that's definitely cool. I do like the idea of Battle Royale in general. However many people in one arena and last man standing, do what you got to do.
Right.
I do like the concept, but I don't know if every type of Battle Royale game that is out there has done it properly. In my opinion, I enjoyed PlayerUnknown Battleground. I enjoyed Fortnite. Still enjoying Fortnite, playing with my kids, and I've thought that the Call of Duty ones were innovative, but it's just more of the same thing. And then Tetris 99 was actually really good. It's
that was a pretty good twist.
Yeah, it was a good twist.
I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, it's like 99 people playing Battle Tetris together. So think of like 99 people playing like Dr. Mario type or Super Puzzle Fighter, that type of.
Oh wow, I'm gonna get that tonight.
I don't think you will. But thanks for faking that one.
Thanks for playing.
I'm totally going to download that for my Switch that I don't have.
So, I mean, I think that concept is cool too. I think you're right. I'm not sure they all execute. Like that fucking Magic one that we spoke about, a few weeks ago, did not look good at all.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of exciting games, just the other day, they dropped a Bloody Deuce. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 has dropped. So for his PS4, Switch, I think everything. Yeah. So I picked it up. The first game I was really in love with. I didn't even know it was being made. It kind of came out, and I was really just kind of blown away. As sort of a love letter to Castlevania 3. Right. And I played the shit out of it, and I had a blast. So I kind of jumped on this one too because I'm sort of off. I'm off this week. It's fucking pandemic. I kind of wanted something for my Switch, because the first one I got for the Vita, so I played that handheld. So I kind of wanted to do the same thing with this one. So I grabbed it. So it looks like Koji Igarashi got all three of his games, got me to purchase all three of them at launch. So you're welcome, friend. Because that's something I don't do. But I did it here. And I've played through, I did the first playthrough. Okay. And so far I think it's very good. It's pretty much, if you like the first one, you will like this one. Mm-hmm. It's sort of a John Wick situation with me here where, when I first saw the John Wick 1, I wasn't expecting it. Okay. Is part of my analogy. Keanu Reeves had made some stinkers. So he kind of came out with John Wick, and I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll see it. And it kind of blew me away because, the action and everything was like, whoa, and I didn't see it coming. So then when John Wick 2 came out, like I kind of knew what I was getting. Right. So while I still liked it, just as much as the first one, that whole like blown away thing, you can't get back because you kind of were expecting it. Yeah. So that's how I kind of feel with this, where so far it's good and it's what I expected, but it didn't catch me by surprise this time because I was sort of aware of it. I will say they did some good things. They added some new characters and also like a 2-player mode, which is kind of a first for like a Castlevania. Well, actually not a first. There was a multiplayer one, I think, on Xbox Live Arcade, but nevertheless. But then I realized I don't have any friends, so that's kind of a waste. I will say the one thing that is, I think it released at $14.99, and I kind of feel that that's probably too much. I feel like it, and again, I'm the guy who always says this, but you just fucking wait and it'll be on sale. And I kind of feel that here. I'm sure very soon it'll be on sale, probably half price. You get it for $7.99, and I feel like that's a perfect price for this game. But I mean, I don't mind it because I really enjoy it. I really enjoy playing the game. It's fun for me. So if you like old school Castlevania, or if you like old school platforming, this is a great game and a great pickup. I will say that the first playthrough is really like warm-up mode, because this second playthrough so far has been kind of no joke. Okay. The first one I kind of cruised through with really the second to last level giving me fucking making me want to break my Switch, but the rest of the game I kind of got through. But this second one is like, now it's for real. So don't be fooled by the episode 1, because episode 2 is like, has been busting my balls so far, which is good. But I could highly recommend it. I think, if you like the first one, if you like, Castlevania 3, this is a good, solid pickup.
I liked the first one. I thought the whole 2 playthroughs was kind of stupid. I don't know. I certainly wouldn't.
I hear you.
I don't think I'd look forward to that again.
Mm-hmm.
But like you were saying about the price point, for $8 or $10, I would probably just get it because it is good platforming. It is Castlevania-esque. It's the closest thing we're going to get, in today's day and age.
Yeah, Konami's not making it.
I thought the first one, I thought it was a little too easy, maybe. But again, for that price point, something like that is forgivable.
I played the first one. I never finished it, but I got pretty far. I enjoyed it. I just never got a chance to go back, and I started playing. There's the second sequel. Just the second one, which is the Symphony of the Night type one, and it's actually I'm enjoying it. It's pretty good. I'm about maybe 3 or 4 hours in. It's pretty good. And then this one actually I didn't buy it, but it took me by surprise because I didn't even know another one was coming.
Yeah, me neither.
I just kind of saw it one day and I was like, oh shit, I didn't even hear that they were making a sequel or a third one or whatever it is. So that I thought that was pretty cool that it took me by surprise that way. But I haven't finished the first one, so I didn't even think about buying it.
Yeah. Bob, what you said is typical sequel. You know what I mean? It's like the first one comes out and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? This is amazing. Because you had no expectation.
Right.
And then the second one comes out and you're like, oh, I love the first one so much. It was so good. I'm going to love this. And it's like, meh, okay.
I mean, I don't want to give the impression that it's bad. It's good, and I thoroughly enjoyed my playthrough. I'm just saying that it's like, the first one, exceeded my expectations because I wasn't expecting anything. Where this one, it met my expectations, which is good. Right. But again, like I can't be surprised twice because I know what it is.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's a good. I think it's a very good, solid sequel. They put some, enough new stuff in, where I feel like, it's good. You have 3 new characters, new levels. And the cool thing, I know you said you don't like the second playthrough, and I get it. But
no, really, I didn't dislike it. I was like, do I really need this?
Yeah, I mean, no, I got you. But I
if
mean,
you want the true ending, yes.
Meh.
With other games that are like 150 fucking hours, if you're like, oh great, you want to play it again? I'm like, fuck no. But like eight levels, like I don't mind going through again. And the cool thing about this one is when you, the first time you go through, there's lots of areas that you can't get to.
Right.
The first time. And when you go through again, you have all the characters, and now you have access to these other levels and these different branching paths. And like, so it's like, yes, you're playing the levels again, but they're slightly different because now you can hit up all those other areas that you couldn't get to. Right. So, and I'm telling you, the first playthrough, I mean, the game came out a couple days ago, and I'm already done. I kind of cruised through it. Again, I've played a lot of these, so it's not anything crazy for me. But this episode 2 is like fucking no. Like the first episode is like a warm up. I'm telling you, this second one is kind of for real. So, but again, I highly recommend it if you like these sorts of games. I think this is a good, solid pick. But I will say, wait for a sale.
Right. And you know what? That was like the first one. I think I got the first one. It was $5. Yeah. And I played it, and I was like, okay, this wasn't the greatest thing I ever played, but for $5, it was sufficient, and I'm happy I got it.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's like that with all sequels, though. I think there's some sequels that have exceeded the original game. I've played sequels that have exceeded the original game.
I'm sure that's true. I mean, Goonies 2.
No, I was not talking about Goonies 2.
No, but I'm sure that's true. But I think often, a lot of the times, we get so excited for a sequel because we loved the first game, and then we play the sequel, and it's like, okay. I mean, it's fine. You know what I mean? And I go back to this so often with sequels, where it's like, for me, sequels it's really hard to live up to the original whatever we're talking about. And with TV shows, it's the same thing. Season 1 is usually the best season.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Sometimes the first season of a show kind of blows. You kind of gotta it has to kind of figure out what it is and kind of get firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
So TV shows, I think I would have to respectfully disagree.
Okay, but you know what? For a TV show that sucks, that I watch and is garbage, I'm not watching another season. So for me, oftentimes the first season is the best, because if I love the first season and I can't wait for the second season, it's going to be hard to live up to that. But if the first season sucks...
Joke's on you, friend, because season 2 of Saved by the Bell, the college years, was phenomenal, and you're missing out.
That's fair enough.
Actually, I don't even know if there was a season 2, to be quite
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I don't even think they finished season 1.
Mark Paul Gosselaar just stopped showing up to film it.
Right. Yeah. Guys, my mic's broke. But you know what? Look, guys. We talk about, video game prices, and we're talking about, digital game prices. But, guys, I got to let you in on this amazing new product that is going to blow your mind, all right? Nintendo has graced us with an exciting new product. They've teamed up with Lego. That's right, Lego, to bring you the Lego NES replica. Oh yeah, dream come true, guys. You're good, okay?
I've seen it.
I'm sorry, what is this?
Well, D-Money, what is this? This is something you need to get immediately, okay? It's basically 2,646 pieces that lets you build an NES console, controller, game cartridge, and CRT-style TV. All for the low price of $300.
Yes.
I mean, really, you should want to pay more for what you are getting here, because it is amazingly bad. No, but it's like a mini NES with controller and cable, and they even give you a cartridge. And you build the TV. The TV's kind of cool though, because it has Mario on it with a crank, and you kind of crank it, and he sort of goes across the screen, kind of jumping up on things.
Right.
But holy fuck, for $300! I mean, shit. I mean, you get a fucking console for $300.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
insane. That's insane.
But I don't know.
I think it's cool. I saw the pictures of it earlier this week or later last week. I don't remember, but $300, really? That's just crazy.
We got to make a living.
Right.
We're Lego. We're not made of money.
Right.
This is either for a super huge Lego fan, a super huge Nintendo fan, or the weird hybrid in between.
Yeah. I mean, when my daughter was younger, she kind of got into Legos, and I don't know, man. Like when I was a kid, I mean, I could be wrong. I thought like Legos were like a reasonably priced toy. But even when my daughter was, and this was like fucking years ago, this shit is so fucking expensive.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Legos. And it's like, it's so outrageous for like what you get. And look, I'm not saying it's not a fun product. I'm not saying it's kind of cool that they have like theme stuff. Like you get Lego Star Wars and Lego Batman and bibbity bobbity boo. I'm not saying it's not cool, but geez Louise, is this fucking shit expensive? And I cannot in my right mind justify it at any level.
Yep.
At any level, paying this kind of fucking price for what you're actually fucking getting.
Let me tell you about my fucking relationship with Legos. Okay? Now, growing up, like any other kid, I did Legos here and there. I got the big box set, for whatever I was into at that time. Star Wars, or I was never into Star Wars, but you get the idea, the theme that I was into at that time. My kids, I live in a big toy box. That's what I live in. I have 3 small kids, and they don't pick up their shit. There are Legos all over my fucking house. And nothing hurts more than stepping on a fucking Lego.
It's true.
Agreed.
And I'm not talking about the big ones.
No, it's the small one.
Yep, it's the small ones that you don't see, the small dark colored ones that are tucked in, and you fucking step on it, and son of a bitch, it hurts. It hurts to think about.
I would rather stub my toe when my feet are frozen in the winter than step on a fucking Lego.
Yes. I've stepped on Legos so hard that I can see the imprint on the bottom of my foot and tell what piece I just stepped on.
I have stepped on Lego so hard that the imprint comes out on my fucking forehead.
I would rather slip down, lose icy walkway into the street than step on a Lego.
I would rather play Fortnite than step on a Lego.
Whoa, that's deep. No, this is just. Is this even a necessity? Like I
was just gonna say, do we need this?
No.
Was anyone yearning for this?
No.
Like who was it? I would like to be part of the meeting where someone said, "Hey, there's a demographic of people who want to build an NES retro system that they can't play, and let's throw in the TV with the controller with a wire, even though the controller doesn't work and there's no electricity, and we'll put a crank on the side of the TV so they feel like they're playing it. Maybe you have an older sibling and a younger sibling, and they'll make the younger sibling turn the fucking crank while the older one pretends to play." Like, I don't get it.
Well, what's worse than the jerk off who suggested it at this board meeting is the asshole who greenlit it.
Yeah.
And was like, why don't we have this already? Why wasn't this made yesterday?
Yeah. But you know what's gonna happen now. They're gonna release this shit whenever it releases. It's gonna sell very well. And then they're gonna do the Super Nintendo. And then they're gonna do a Genesis. And then Bob at episode 150 is gonna tell us that he bought the Lego Sega Saturn.
See, Lou, I thought you were going to say that they were going to release the skeleton, and then once they realized how flawed it was, they were just going to put it back into beta.
First of all, how dare you? Second of all, I know very little in this world, but I can guarantee you with 100% certainty that they will never make a Sega Saturn Lego. But if they do, I might fucking consider buying it.
Bob will buy the Sega Saturn Lego and build it and then put the machinery inside the Lego.
You know what, Bob? I would think about getting it for you as a gift if it wasn't going to cost the price of a fucking console.
Right.
This
might you're $450.
This might be the one that's $14.99.
Right. Gift with purchase. Look, guys, I know we've been talking about expensive shit, but don't worry, because Sony's got you covered. All right.
Oh, yeah?
After months of shitting the bed with free PSN games, they are back. And by back, I mean back to the same old depressing shit. Because this month you get first game out of the box, boom shakalaka, NBA 2K20. Wow, I could not give a shit less. So...
hold on, Bob. Hold on. This was a franchise that I was into in my younger years because I played basketball in high school, and the basketball franchise, the NBA Lives back in the '90s were pretty decent.
Yeah.
So when I saw that this was coming for free, I was actually kind of excited because I was like, all right, you know what? It's better than fucking Call of Duty, whatever they're giving us last month. So I downloaded it and I played it, and I was just like, because it got pretty decent reviews. There are people who like this fucking game. And it was just not very good. That's all I have to say about that.
The last NBA 2K game I played was probably somewhere in the 2013 to 14 range. And the controls are just out of this world.
Yeah.
You got to do almost like a Mortal Kombat style shit to block the ball. And I mean, it's
get over. That's okay, Lou. You can just hotkey
it. I should have.
Well, look, the next game makes up for it, all right? You get Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is the second entry, which probably is, most people consider, the best of this new trilogy, which is a great title to give you if this was 4 years ago when it actually came out. But, I mean, of the bunch, this is the best one of the bunch. If you haven't played it, cool. Here you go. It's cool. It's the best one of the the Square Enix trilogy of games. So I mean, it was phenomenal. I played it. I really enjoyed it. I was I kind of cruised through it real fast too because I was really enjoying it. But for me, it kind of sucks because I've already played it and it's an old fucking game. So whatever. But the last one is great. So you get Erica. So D-Money, if you thought The Last of Us was an interactive movie, here is a fucking literal interactive movie where you're just actually watching fucking clips of a fucking movie and So you're welcome because this was the 10th anniversary of PSN and they're giving you a theme. They're giving you a theme on the PlayStation Store, so you could celebrate this momentous occasion with your free games. Well, you're welcome.
You know what I can't wait for, Bob? I can't wait until a PS5 comes out and I can pay $500 or $600 for it and then get charged $70 a game for the same shit that they're giving away for free that isn't any good now.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got, gentlemen.
All right. Well, I've got some news.
Oh, yeah?
Big news.
Hit us with it. I got some big news in my pants.
Ubisoft Future. What's Ubisoft's future, you might ask? That was Ubisoft's summer video game announcement conference.
The future's so bright. Gotta wear shades so I don't have to watch any more of this shit because I started watching it and I fell asleep because it was so fucking bad.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, can I use some Ubisoft toilet paper to clean up this shit?
I was actually looking forward to this because I wanted to see what else.
You're the one.
I'm the one. I wanted to see what else they had, and there was only one other title other than what they've already announced that really jumped out at me. They announced another Just Dance game, which, if you like that stuff, great.
Ooh, yeah.
We need a conference for this, guys.
Then they announced something else called Mystic Quest Raven's Banquet.
Of course.
It's based on a damn TV show. I don't know. Have you guys heard of the Mystic Quest TV show?
Mystic Quest? Like Final Fantasy Mystic Quest from Sunsoft?
No, I'm sorry. I was saying Mystic and I meant to say Mythic.
Oh, Mythic Quest.
Yes,
okay.
Mythic Quest.
Okay. Totally different.
Still haven't heard of it, though?
No.
Then they had some downloadable content or future content for 3 of their existing games, The Crew 2, Division 2, and Ghost Recon Breakpoint. From what I've read, the only one that really needs updates is Ghost Recon because that game is shitty. If you remember, that was a game that I picked up for like $20 2 weeks after it released.
And at what point did you file your police report for getting robbed?
Yeah, I did it 3 weeks ago. It was pretty bad. So they've got some stuff to, they've been making improvements since the beginning, but this is one of those games that, we keep talking about where they released it and it had bugs and it had all kind of shit going on with it, and it wasn't as good as the Ghost Recon before it. So that's unfortunate, but I'm glad to hear they're doing stuff with it. Hopefully they don't charge you like they do everything else. Watch Dogs Legion. Did you guys play?
Yeah.
Did you guys play the other Watch Dog games?
I did not.
No.
But let me tell you, that was some boring fucking shit. When they showed that, I was watching that live, guys, and I can tell you, that was some boring fucking shit. And not only was it boring, but it looked. I'm talking about like current gen. I mean, this looked like. I mean, really, it looked like a game that fucking released 10 years ago. And not even that. From my impression of the other Watch Dogs were like, they were sort of like more, to me anyway, seemed like a little bit more gritty, kind of open world, where this fucking game looked like Saints Row to me. Lou, I don't know what your thoughts were, but this looked like the ridiculous, silly, over the top wannabe Saints Row.
I played the first Watch Dogs. I enjoyed it. It played more like a Grand Theft Auto to me. It had that feel to it with with the cars and the driving and missions and different parts of the map, the open world. The one thing that it had was that, you are this hacker and you can hack into shit. So if you're driving and someone's chasing you as you're, passing, the traffic light, you can switch the traffic light to red after you pass it, and then it makes the car get into an accident so you can get away. And it lets you do other things like that throughout the city that you're in. So that was the whole premise of the game, that you're trying to, get revenge or whatever the fuck it was. I played it years ago. I can't remember what it was. And it was okay. I enjoyed playing it. I have the second one. I bought it a while ago. Never got around to playing it, much like every other game I own at this point. But Watch Dogs Legions, I don't know. The premise of it, when I saw the first video of it, it was at an E3. So, they showed a bunch of CGI video and stuff like that, and it looked great. I did not see what this presentation had to offer because I've only, read what the announcements were. But I wasn't wowed when I saw it a few years ago. Was it last E3 or the E3 before? I wasn't wowed then. It seemed like, they're trying to do a hacker network type of game, kind of like they did with Assassin's Creed Unity or whatever it was. That's the impression that I got.
Well, Lou, the good thing about watching it live was that after that dry fart of a Watchdog opening, they didn't follow it up with 3 fucking mobile game releases. Oh wait, they did.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw the headline for this stupid conference or whatever the fuck it was, and
future money, Ubisoft future, address it correctly.
A future I will not be part of. when your big sell is that Giancarlo Esposito is going to be in the next Far Cry. I mean, first of all, most people probably don't even know who that is just based on the name.
Of course they
I do.
Of course
he
they
was
do.
in the Mandalorian.
Well, I don't know. When that's your big news coming out of your future conference, maybe you shouldn't be holding a future conference.
Well, I haven't gotten there yet, but we'll touch on that in a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I jump the gun?
A little bit, but it's all right.
No, I'm sorry.
Doesn't make a difference. The shit in between the bullet at this point is not that great because Bob said, that he saw the mobile games, and it's true. They announced a Brawlhalla mobile game, a Tom Clancy mobile game, and some other shit. And it's cool that they're doing mobile stuff, but they gave some more insight into the new Assassin's Creed game, which I'm actually looking forward to that, even though I've not beaten one since Black Flag. But I do like the premise of this Assassin's Creed, so I am looking forward to that. And as far as the Far Cry, that was the last thing I had here. I thought it was cool that they're going to use him in this game, but I didn't see any video of it yet. I had some issues with connecting to my internet yesterday, and I didn't have a chance to watch it. So I'm stoked about the Far Cry 6. I like the Far Cry series, so I'm okay with that. But
yeah, I don't know. I'm seeing too much crossover between games and movies where I feel like at some point in the maybe not so distant future that they're going to become one and the same.
They already are.
And what I was going to say, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just not a video game. Like, I'm going to go back to the whole Last of Us thing where it's like, there's nothing wrong with The Last of Us. I don't have one bad thing to say about it. But I wouldn't categorize it as a video game. It's more of an interactive movie.
The Far Cry series is a shooter series, so I don't think that the game is going to be in that type of shadow where, I mean, it's going to have a story, and they've always got some crazy ass stories. Right. And you're always playing a character and are assuming the role of a person. But I think in this instance, they are using the name of an actor to draw attention to a game, and I don't see a problem with that. They have voice actors who do voices on characters for games, And not only is he going to be a voice, but they're also most likely going to use his image in this game. And I don't think that that's a bad thing, and I certainly don't think that that makes it an interactive movie. They're just using this guy as a character in the game.
But shouldn't a game that is on its 6th iteration, shouldn't the cell be Far Cry? Like, if we need to drum up some B-list actor to excite people over our fucking game on the 6th version of it, doesn't that tell you something?
No, it just tells me that they had an opportunity to use this guy and they're using him.
I don't know. I don't see it that way.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, Derek, because I think that's probably highlight. I mean, because I think that whole, I think when Far Cry 2 rolled around, that was like the first one where it was sort of like an open world and kind of an open sandbox, and they've kind of been tweaking that and kind of refining that as it's gone along. But I think now, like, it's, we're kind of on the same engine, and, it's like, oh shit, we don't have anything new gameplay wise. So, maybe if we could get a
B-list actor.
I think it depends on who you ask. I mean, the first 2 Far Cry games had nothing, and they were terrible, in my opinion. I didn't like the first 2. It didn't take off until the 3rd one. I loved the 3rd one. The 3rd one was amazing. I loved 4. I'm still going through 5. Love 5. So I don't. The actor doesn't make a difference to me. They could have used Bob, and I wouldn't have given a shit. I'm buying Far Cry 6. I like the series.
Bob would have cost just as much as Giancarlo Esposito.
I would have asked for 2 ham sandwiches, sir.
So
you just priced yourself out, Bob.
You're right.
I don't think.
Speak to my agent.
I think for me, as looking at it, I guess in a different lens, it doesn't say to me that the Far Cry series needed Giancarlo to make it popular. He may have been given this opportunity just to be in a game. Maybe they were looking for something in the way that he acts and the type of character that he portrays, and he fit the mold for it.
No, and I agree, and I'm not crapping on the series. In fact, I think I played Far Cry 3 at Bob's house many, many, many moons ago.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing bad to say about the series. I've really never played it. But all I was pointing out was that if I'm not excited about Far Cry 6 already, then I'm not going to be excited because this Joker's part of it.
I don't know if his announcement came before the game announcement. They might have been made together.
Right.
And even if they would have made the game announcement before they announced who the antagonist, or if he's going to be the protagonist, whatever he's going to be, I would have been excited anyway. But that's me, because I like the series. And I'm sure that other people who have played this series would have felt the same way. But
that's my point.
Yeah, I see your point. I just don't think that they're doing this to lure people into Far Cry 6. If you're not into it by 6, then you're not going to be into it. It doesn't matter who they put there.
Right. Agreed.
Although I will say, the one Far Cry I did play was the Blood Dragon.
Oh, that was good.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And, because it was like just a crazy, like, sci-fi, with a lot of 80s references.
Yeah.
But when I heard that, like, Kyle Reese was going to be voicing the main guy that you play in that game, I was kind of like more pumped. So, like, in that case, it kind of worked for me.
Okay. All right. And you know what? Maybe that's going to be the case for this too.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm excited about that, if nothing else on that list. I may try the Tom Clancy mobile game too, because I like Tom Clancy shit.
You son of a bitch.
I'll do a live demo just for you guys.
Please.
I can't find my mic.
Oh man. Anywho, that was the Ubisoft Future event.
Amazing.
What I
It's
will
over already.
What I will say is, I think, I was thinking that this was going to be a lot better than it was, and I wasn't disappointed. I'm not going to say I was disappointed, because I'm not disappointed, but I don't think that individual developers, all individual developers doing their own shit like Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo were doing, is going to work.
You know what would be awesome? If we had an event
Right.
that took all the smaller companies, not the Sonys, not the Microsofts, and we could make like a week out of it or a weekend out of it, and there could be things to do, and we could call it the summer of gaming.
I don't understand why they didn't do something there. I don't get it. I don't know if they're trying to stand out like, Sony and Nintendo, but Sony and Nintendo and Microsoft can do it for a reason.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Fucking
Ubisoft pulled a big time on them. Like, sorry, Summer of Gaming, we have our own future conference planned.
Ubisoft, you think you got enough content to fill? Oh yeah, we got
right,
one, not two, 3 mobile games, bitch,
and an A-list actor.
And how long was the conference? Like an hour, if that?
I have no clue.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if every company doing this is a good thing. Like, if Ubisoft does it, and then Bethesda does it, and then EA does it, and then Activision and whoever else after it. I think that's too much going on.
No, you drop it off on a fucking Twitter or an Instagram. So, oh, hey, by the way, Far Cry 6, Giancarlo Esposito, boom.
Yes.
Done. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
exactly.
Yeah, just do like a small announcement, like, hey, here it is, boom, drop a trailer on YouTube or something. Here you go, and that's it.
Yeah,
everyone can go on with the rest of their fucking day.
Yeah, I think doing it this way is, I don't know. It didn't have the same impact with me that other things have had when they used to make announcements at E3, and maybe that's why. I don't know.
Well, yeah, let's be honest. The content was balls.
Yeah,
that's the problem here. If they had
unveiled
games that you wanted,
I don't know how it was presented. I'd have to watch to see, and I don't know if I'll go back to watch given, what I've read. But Bob is widely shaking his head. Don't do it. So yeah, that's about it. That's about all I got. Well, the future is now behind us, so this would be a good time to remind everybody that this level of All Up in Your Geek is brought to you by The High-Heeled Gamer, the Oprah of the nerd world. You can catch her on her website at thehighheeledgamer.com or live on The Breakdown every Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Facebook. Boom. And what was that? Did someone ask what The Breakdown was?
What is The Breakdown?
The Breakdown is a broad look at all things comics, heroes, and villain related. Interviews of actors, writers, and artists done by The High-Heeled Gamer. And coming soon, very soon, well, maybe not very, but soon enough, Issues With, which will be hosted by Jeff Messer and also The High-Heeled Gamer, which is a look at more established content creators of your favorite comic book series. Lastly, don't forget to listen to the JFW podcast every Monday with me, Split Laga, and the High Heel Gamer. All your wrestling needs right there. Boom.
Boom! All right, gentlemen. It's time. It's Name That Game time.
Oh, yeah. Streets of Rage!
Developed and published by Sega and released in 1988, this was the sequel to an original launch title for the Sega Genesis in the US and was later released on the Wii's Virtual Console. The titular character once again receives a call for help, this time from the 214th sector, which is light years from his cruiser. Using his quote-unquote cosmic gate, he travels there quickly and finds that Fantasyland is once again being overrun by hostile forces. The game involves a superhuman hero who runs and flies towards a forever distant background on a checkerboard-styled ground. The player can hit any of the controller's buttons to cause the character to fire his large laser cannon 4 shots at a time. There is even an option to turn on auto-fire in the game's menu. Gentlemen, name that game.
Got it.
What are you thinking, Bob?
Space Harrier 2.
I was it was either I had started thinking at first. I don't know why it popped into my head, Comic Zone, but I know that that's not it. Space Harrier makes more sense.
Yes, sir.
Final answer.
Yes.
Yes.
You are correct.
Boom.
Play their goddamn music.
Finally breaking this drought.
Yeah, right. Money can't win all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well done, Bob.
Yeah,
Thank
that was
you.
good. I don't know if I ever played Space Harrier 2.
Good game.
I remember playing the original one. I enjoyed that.
Great series, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, because
playing it,
they Sega put like the first Space Harrier on the Master System, and it wasn't a bad port for what it was. So then when they came out with the Genesis, they made like a part 2 that was basically developed specifically for the Genesis. So yeah, so they did that. It was one of the early launch games, along with Tommy Lasorda Baseball, I think.
They don't make them like that anymore.
That's right.
No.
Oh, man. All right. Well, we have reached the end of this level of All Up in Your Geek. Remember to keep those emails coming to allupinyourgeek@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail on Anchor FM. Follow us on all forms of social media at All Up in Your Geek. And until next week, guys, geek up.